Hi, welcome all of you for this Mantra of Life second session. So we are very happy to see all of you, all of your feedbacks for the first session which we had yesterday. In the first session, we have seen that we are not the body, but we are the soul. We have seen with the scientific proofs as well as from the scriptural examples. The way all you answered the quiz shows that you are actually understood the subject point very nicely. And today, our next session, which is the Discover Ultimate Genius. To discuss that, today we have with us Gajendranath sir. He's the, let me give a brief introduction of sir. So we have Gajendranath sir today with us. I'll share the introduction with all of you.
Happy to see you after a long time.
Am I able to, is it audible sir? Yeah.
Yes,
Hello.
yes.
Okay. So Gajendranath sir is a faculty in the IIT Hyderabad in EEE branch, and he did his BE in 2006 from Usmania University, and later he did his MTech and as well as PhD in IIT Delhi in between 2008 and 2016, and he worked as an analog circuit design engineer and in Ericsson also from 2008 to 2010, and now he's working in IIT Hyderabad as a professor, and as well as without his profession, he's guiding all the youths of Andhra Pradesh, especially Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. All the youths he is guiding by giving inspirational lectures like this, and we are very fortunate to have him with us today. Without getting any delay, I'll request Mr. Gajendra sir to take over the session. So I'll just give the flow of session how it goes. So sir, for the first 1 hour, session will be there, and after that, question and answers will we have question and answers, and later for the yesterday's quiz we have toppers also. We are going to announce this those toppers, as well as for today's session we have quiz, so that we will display the quiz link and all at the end of the session. Okay, thank you sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So these are all studying where?
All around Andhra sir, all around Andhra.
Oh, great. Thank you. Okay. Nice to see you all. So he's actually telling that you are fortunate. No, I am fortunate to meet so many of your wonderful souls. Great. It's my great fortune to meet you all. Now let me share my screen. I hope you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes sir, visible.
Are the slides moving?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry I don't have a laptop right now because my wife is taken for some other session. Our laptop got stuck. So I will not be able to see this photo, but I have to see the zoom window. If this doesn't come, my video won't come. I hope you are able to see. You don't focus anything on the left, only focus something on the right. I hope that's okay. Okay. Now also there can be a volume problem in this iPad. So anyway, whenever I play a video, there will be also, can you be a little loud? Okay, sure. All right, sure. Is it better now? Is it okay? Saurav, is that okay? Now, am I audible enough?
Yes sir, it is visible, but there are two screens visible. One is like your PPT and another is some white one, it is visible.
This white one, if I get rid of it, you can't see my video.
Yeah, now it's fine sir.
Fine. Are you okay with this? Okay. So before I start this session, I sincerely thank all the members of the Smootham Club and also the organizers for giving me an opportunity to speak with you all wonderful boys. And there are some girls also. we already discussed in the last session. Last session was yesterday, is it?
Yes, sir. It was yesterday.
Oh, great. So it's great that you learned just one session yesterday and second session you are learning today. And thank you very much. So I'm going to tell you about mastermind behind the mysterious universe. Right? Whenever you get up in the morning, you see sun. Right? Whenever it becomes night, when you go up onto your terrace, you see so many stars, you see moon, and you must have wondered what is this all about, right? We're going to give you some direction for that. These are all well taught and made sessions by my teacher, and I'm just sharing these thoughts with you all. Let's go ahead. Okay. Now, what we are going to do is science could not answer two important questions. What is the origin of life and what is the origin of universe? There is no concrete, proper, convincing answer in the science. So these two questions, we want to address these sessions. We want to address them through these couple of sessions in a more scientific and Vedic way, more ancient Indian way. We want to understand these questions and more scientific and convincing way. That's our all thought process, and give you some tips which you can apply from these sessions. You can actually happily lead your life as a student, later as a working man, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, by observing the world around us scientifically, we can see the hand of the supreme intelligent designer. So let's try to see the contents of this topic. We are going to observe the around world us, then scientist observation, and $2 million questions for the activity time, then time duty. Okay. By observing the systematic and harmonious universe around us, we get many questions. Right? Does really God exist? And it's just a myth. That's we're going to answer. Who creates and maintains this beautiful and harmonious universe? We're going to answer this question too. So let's try to do our observation. If there is an artistry, there is an artist. If there is a beautiful organization, there is an organizer. There is a creation, means creator. There is a design, means designer. There is energy, means energetic person. And there are flawless laws, means lawmaker. Right. So what is the first question that comes to your mind upon seeing these paintings? You can ask them in the chat. You can answer them in the chat. What is the first question do you see when you see these paintings? So put it in the chat. It's look like Leonardo da Vinci. Correct. Who are the artists who painted these beautiful paintings? Who said that? Sri Satya. Wonderful. Brilliant. Yes. So the question we ask is, who is the artist who made all these paintings? That's the question we ask. Right? So there's a great people who made these paintings. But who made all of them? Who is the artist? To make an artificial rose, we need color paper, we need glue stick, we need a scissor. Then we make this rose flower, right? But this rose flower, the moment you see it, the first question you ask is, who made the real rose? The moment you see this in your house, you'll see who made this rose. Similarly, have you ever asked the question, when you went to a rose garden, who made the real rose? What to speak of the flowers in nature with their delicateness, biological complexity, fragrance, and their shapes and forms? See, probably I can make, probably make the, I can probably make the rose flower, but that rose flower is not going to give any fragrance, unfortunately, right? But if you see, not only rose flower, there are so many flowers in the nature. They are very delicate, biologically complex, great fragrance, and they're different shapes and forms. Then we should ask the question, who made it? Great. Next question. So we all know that if there is an artistry anything around us, there should be an artist. Similarly, there is a beautiful organization, there should be an organizer. The organization of honeybees. You may get a little volume low, but you'll get a captions. Don't worry. You can keep.
Bees are called social insects because they live and work together as a community. Thousands of female bees, called worker bees, live together in a hive with a queen bee. The queen bee was marked with a red dot, so we can see her better. The worker bees are all females, but they almost never lay eggs. Worker bees do almost all the chores in the hive. They gather pollen or nectar, guard the entrance, clean the hive, build the comb, make honey, tend the queen, and feed the larvae. They even fan the hive with their wings to keep it cool on a hot summer day.
Yes. Now you see a spider there.
Mathematician spiders. Compared to their own sizes, spiders build very large webs. Indeed, if we enlarged a spider to the size of a human being, the length of the web it weaves would be approximately 150 meters, which corresponds to a 50-story skyscraper. Is it possible for a human being to weave a lacework the size of a 50-story skyscraper in only an hour? But a tiny spider accomplishes much more than that. Moreover, the spider-woven web is the sturdiest material in the world. How do spiders weave these webs possessing miraculous features? The spider takes into consideration many factors while weaving a web hundreds of times larger than its own size. This task demands at least some calculations essential in constructing a building. For the accomplishment of this work, first the spider must draw a project like an architect, for a construction of this size, design, and sturdiness cannot be accomplished without an architectural project. Once the project is drawn, the spider must calculate the lifting capacity of each part of the web like an engineer, otherwise the web cannot remain suspended. In order to design such a web and make such delicate calculations, the spider must be more qualified than a college graduate. Indeed, there is not a university that provides education to the offspring. Following their birth, they begin to produce silk, weave web.
Yeah, that's about the spider. So if there is such a beautiful organization in the nature by these things, it means there should be an organizer. Right? Beautiful organization means organizer. Likewise, we see wonderful things created by man. Sleek cars, someone manufactured it. Trendy computers, someone assembled it. Elegant watch, someone designed it. Architectural marvel, someone erected it. Skyscraper building, someone built it. Wonderful sculpture, someone carved it. Should this universe have a super intelligent creator too? Please ask yourself. There is nothing in this world which came by chance. There was a person behind, there was a system behind it. It means, shouldn't this universe also have a super intelligent creator too? Please ask yourself. So creation means creator. Now this, you see this sequoia seed, so small, few but when you plant it, it becomes such a big tree, giant sequoia tree. And the world's largest tree is this giant sequoia tree, 84 meters high, that is 275 feet, and 95 feet in diameter at the trunk. You see, the boy is watching how small he is compared to this tree. The giant tree is packaged in a tin tree. You see, truck is passing through the tree. Now you see the comparison of all the wonderful human creatures with respect to this giant tree. Very small. So, who has actually planted the energy needed for that seed to grow really? Please ask yourself. So similarly, when you see a microprocessor, you say it is designed by Intel, right? And the human brain can store more information than all the libraries in the world. That's what the research says. See, our brain can store more information than all the libraries in the world. Such a power we have. So you see who designed this. Please ask yourself. Yeah, that's about the brain. It's so complex. Now let's go down to the micro world. Very small scale. If you take a DNA, the molecule of life, such trillions of cells are there in the body, and each cell is so powerful. So this cell is more complex than a complex city in the world. So you see there are 46 human chromosomes, 2 meters of DNA, 3 billion DNA subunits, approximately 30,000 genes, codes for proteins that perform most life functions. It is so powerful. You see, similarly, this lattice structure in our system, body center, self-storage, body center, space center, simple atom, like this. So many, 14 of them are there. Simple tetragonal, body center tetragonal, hexagonal. So like that, there are 14 varieties of structures. An interesting fact is, you take graphite. You test chemically, there is only small change. It becomes hardest material in the like diamond. This can be easily broken, graphite. But if you take small chemical composition change, right, it becomes a diamond, which is very hard to break. The meticulous design in the microwave. This is satellite. Take a satellite. 24 hours around the clock monitoring. See, we launch a satellite in the space, right? But there are 24 hours round the clock, there is a monitoring. Critical parameters to monitor are orientation, spin, velocity, orbital correction, cosmic radiation, heat dissipation, earth surface distance. So many things will be monitored by different people, right? You see here, to monitor these things, there are bunch of people, more than 20-30 people sitting in a room and monitoring what is happening to the satellite. Then how about this universe? Earth is 6 into 10 power 21 metric tons weight. It's very, very tiny. in the whole cosmos, right? And speed around the sun is 1,06,000 kilometers per hour. The fastest aircraft we have can probably go 1,000 kilometers per an hour or 1,500 kilometers per hour. Maximum 2,000 kilometers per hour, not beyond that, whatever you do. But the speed around the sun by the earth is 1,06,000 kilometers per hour.
Sir, audio is not audible, sir. Audio is not sharing. Sir, sorry for interruption. Could you share audio also? Audio is not audible. Hello, sir. Sir. Dear friends, there may be a small technical issue. Sir is going to join again. So just be patient and hold. He's again joining.
Okay. I'm sorry. Actually, there was internet problem. I think I got disconnected. I don't even know that I got disconnected. I'm just keep on doing my thing. Okay. Hope now you can see my screen back. Okay.
Around 1200 AD, a man named Leonard Pisano
Was it? Were you able to hear the audio?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Both are.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Both are
We are able
audible.
to see and
We are
audible.
able to see and audible.
Ah, great. Great.
Around 1200 AD, a man named Leonard Pisano, better known as Fibonacci, discovered a sequence of numbers that created a very interesting pattern. The sequence begins with the numbers 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, and continues indefinitely. Each number is obtained by adding the last two digits together. A rectangle with a length and width of any two of the numbers of this sequence forms what is known as the golden rectangle, a perfect rectangle. A golden rectangle can be broken down into squares the size of the next Fibonacci numbers down and below. If we were to take a perfect or golden rectangle, break it down into smaller squares based on Fibonacci's sequence, and divide each with an arc, the patterns begin to take shape. We begin to see Fibonacci's spiral. The spiral in and of itself is insignificant. Its importance is revealed in where we find it. Take, for example, the sunflower. The display of its florets are in perfect spirals of 55, 34, and 21, the sequence of Fibonacci. The fruitlets of the pineapple create the same spiral based on the sequence. The pine cone does the same. As currents move through the ocean and the tide rolls onto the shore, the waves that bring in the tide curve into a spiral that can be mathematically diagrammed onto a plot at the points 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, and 55. Buds on trees, sand dollars, starfish, petals on flowers, and especially the nautilus shell are formed with this exact same blueprint. With each segment of growth, the nautilus adds to itself one more value on Fibonacci's scale. This blueprint can be seen around us on a small scale every day, but the greatest example of all is directly above our heads. At an average of 100,000 light years across, even the spiral of the galaxies above us are formed with the exact design that the tiny shell is formed. This sequence or blueprint appears to be the trademark of a designer, a proof of a creator, something left behind indicating the one who was there, a fingerprint. As we scan our universe from the tiny flower to the awe-inspiring galaxy, we see the fingerprint of God.
As you know,
Yeah. So you have seen that there is a perfect design everywhere you see in the nature. So whenever we see a design, there should be a designer behind it. Okay. Now you see energy of the sun. Sun is so powerful. Yeah, that's about the sun. So powerful. Who created the sun? It is said that the energy emitted by sun per second is much more than amount of energy consumed by human race throughout the entire history. Right? In 1 second, our sun produces enough energy to meet the current needs of the entire earth for 5 lakh years. 1 second, that's it. That's the power of this. So if there is energy, means there should be an energetic. See, for example, I'm driving in my car and somebody throws a stone at the window. The first question I ask is, who is that person who has thrown the stone? Correct? Similarly, if you're sitting before the TV and somebody has thrown a stone and the stone breaks, like the glass of the TV breaks like this, the first question you ask, who is the person who has thrown the stone? It means whenever you see an energy, there should be a person behind it, right? So energy means energetic. And who is supplying energy to the sun? Look at the world around you. My engineering college starts at 9:30 a.m. Who made this law? Principal, right? In India, you drive left. In America, you drive right. Who made this law? Indian Traffic Police and American Traffic Police. So how many overs in one day international match? How many players in one team? How many ways a batsman can be out? Who made these laws? International Cricket Council, right? And there is a periodic table of the elements. Chemical elements arrangement is the periodic law, not a periodic chance, right? So who made all these laws? Please ask yourself. Laws of physics, laws of optics, you see, thermodynamics laws, you see, and in the micro world and macro world, you see precise laws of mathematical accuracy govern this world, right? So flawless laws we see means there should be a lawmaker. The way you have your laws in your college, there are ways in the government, there should be a laws in the nature. Because of that, this entire cosmos is working. It means there should be a lawmaker. Now, somebody is beautiful, somebody is ugly, somebody is handsome, somebody is not handsome, somebody is stinking rich, somebody is poverty stricken, somebody is an MD doctor, somebody is a laborer. Have you ever asked why is it so? It's not that they didn't study well or they didn't go to school. If you take a beauty, if you take an intelligence, it's nothing to do with which college or which university you study. So who decides? We choose our education, we choose our job, we may choose our husband or wife, we can choose our car, we can choose our apartment, but we don't choose our parents, right? So in English, there are 3 letters, B, C, D. B stands for birth, D stands for birth. So we don't know why we have taken birth in certain family. What is my face cut? What is my skin complexion? What is my height? I have probably control on my weight, but not on height. It's more or less fixed. You use any advanced technology, the weight may change, but height is not going to change here and there by more than a few inches, right? So D means death. We don't have a control on that too. See, our face cut, as I was telling you, our intelligence. Who chooses? And on what basis? Is it by chance? It is already shown that in the world of matter, physics, chemistry, thermodynamics, etc., follow the definite, well-defined laws. Similarly, how then can be our birth, beauty, intelligence only be a random event? No, they are not random. As is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Karmana Daivanethena Janto Deho Papachyate. So, what it says is, Karmana Daivanethena, it means under the supervision of the Supreme Lord and according to the results of one's work, the soul is awarded a new body. See, based on what we are doing now, our future is going to be defined. Similarly, what we did in the past life has made us to choose our parents, our skin complexion, our height, our intelligence, and everything. It's not a random event. So flawless laws means there should be a lawmaker, right? Now we learned about this A, B, C, D, E, F. Let me quickly tell you. A means artist. There is an artistry means artist means there is an artistry. B means beautiful organization means organizer. C means so controller, right? There is a creation means there should be a creator. D means designer. There's a design used, there should be a designer. E means if there is an energy, we saw that the sun has energy, there should be a person behind it. which took an example of we throw a stone at a car and the glass breaks. So then F means flawless laws. Whenever we see flawless laws, then we see that there should be a lawmaker. So this is our observation, right? We all conclude that there should be a person, an intelligent person behind all this creation and maintenance and sustenance. Now let's see what scientists have to say about it, their observation. So the Albert Einstein said, the God is subtle, but malicious is not. He's a firm believer in the Lord. And Schrodinger says, I'm very astonished that the scientific picture of the real world around me is very deficient. It gives a lot of factual information, puts all our experience in a magnificently consistent order. But it is ghastly silent about all and sundry that is really near to our heart. That really matters to us. It cannot tell us word about red and blue, bitter and sweet, physical pain and physical delight. It knows nothing of beautiful and ugly, good or bad, God and eternity. Science sometimes pretends to answer questions in this domain. But the answers are very often so silly that we are not inclined to take them seriously. So such a great personality, a Nobel laureate, is telling that the science could not explain pain and delight, beauty and ugly, good and bad, God and eternity. Similarly, Kelvin says, if you think strongly enough, you'll be forced by science to believe in God. So one time, Isaac Newton was in his home and one of his friends visited. So they had a long discussion about the cosmos. What is sun? What is moon? What are the stars? What are the planets? And he said all came by chance. There was no person behind it. It's all chance. And they discussed for a long time. That fellow was not convinced, so he left home. So when the next day when he came, the Sir Isaac Newton has made wonderful arrangement depicting or demonstrating or showing complete solar system, planetary system. Where is the sun, where is the moon, where are the planets, different planets, how they are revolving, everything. And he kept it in his outside his house. The moment he came and saw it, he was shocked with his friend. And he thought, wow, such a wonderful system, complete cosmos I can understand and see from this. Who made this? Then Isaac Newton said, it came by chance. No, nobody. I don't know who came. It just came by chance. Night I slept and morning I got up. It's just there at my door. We didn't believe. Nothing comes by chance. There was no time anybody transferred 1 lakh rupees into my account. Somebody has done it if he has done it. Right? So nothing, right? Without writing your exam, you don't get marks. Nothing happens by chance. So Sir Isaac Newton said, similarly, the way you are thinking and understanding and accepting that there is a person behind this such a small creation, which is a dummy model of the entire cosmos, then what to speak of such a big cosmos? Sun, moon, so many planets, they're revolving around, there was no collision, there was no accident. Why do you think it has come by chance? That's what Newton said. So this most beautiful system of the sun, planets, and comets could only proceed from the counsel and dominion of an intelligent and powerful being. This being governs all things, not as the soul of the world, but as the Lord over all. And an account of his dominion needs to be called the Lord God, universal ruler. That's what Isaac Newton says. And further, Max Born, on which the entire atomic theory is based on, and there is so much advancement in electrical and electronics technology, he says, I see in the atom the key to the deepest secret of nature, and it revealed to me the greatness of the creation and the creator. And famous Srinivas Ramanujan says, an equation for me has no meaning unless it represents the thought of the God. Further, Heisenberg says, there is a higher power not influenced by our wishes, which finally decides and judges. further. Michael Faraday. Because of him, we're able to sit here, speak, because he is the one father of the Faraday's electromagnetism rules and laws. Because of that, there's electricity, there's so much advancement in technology. He says we ought to value the privilege of knowing God's truth far beyond anything we can have in this world. All these great scientists have to say one thing. There is a super intelligent designer behind this cosmic mission, right? So there's a mastermind behind this mysterious universe. That's what they're trying to say. Now, $2 million questions from this understanding. First question. What is the origin of the universe? Kindly put it in the chat. You can answer it in the chat. Big Bang? After hearing so much? Intelligent design, correct. See, we have been discussing nothing comes by chance. We'll see Big Bang also, it's all bogus. Even school kids cannot understand or really believe in it. Yes. Yeah, correct, JP. Correct. 5, 7, yeah, correct. Krishna, you said you, no. Man, C, correct. Answer is C. Now let me ask you another question. What is the purpose? We have the universe, but what is the purpose of it? Eat, sleep, be merry, make money and pass away. No purpose to understand God in life. Yeah, D, correct. Thank you. So what is the origin of the universe? What is the purpose? You understood? Have you ever seen a complicated mission which came by chance and has no purpose? So if you go to any advanced laboratory of engineering or medical college, you will see a very sophisticated equipment. Did it come by chance or somebody bought it for doing experiments? So anything you see in this world, whether it's a pen, whether it's a pencil, whether it's a mobile phone, whether it's a laptop, whether it's a sleek car, whether it's a skyscraper building, whatever it is, it did not come by chance and it is meant for some purpose. Nothing comes by chance. It is so childish to think that it came by chance and it has no purpose. Any machine, computer, building, even a pen and pencil has a maker or a designer. Logically, the far more complex and the awesome universe must have a super intelligent designer and producer. Please understand this point. I'm not going to draw any conclusions. You think yourself with all this logical reasoning. So the big brain. The Big Bang theory says, according to Big Bang theory, everything came from a point of infinite temperature, infinite density, and infinite small size that is physically indescribable, mathematically unverifiable beyond all conceptions of space and time. So funny, right? Nothing you can describe, nothing you can talk about. It came from so small. And more than that, it is beyond the conceptions of time and space. That's why the Big Bang theory is not even accepted anywhere in the world so far. So it should be emphasized that no theory of the origin of solar system has at once general acceptance. All involve highly improbable assumptions. That's what I was telling you. There is no proper for the origin of universe. The most logical and scientific understanding is that there is an intelligent person behind all this cosmos. That's the most logical answer. None of this theory of the science tells us about it. Okay. Now let's do some activity. We are almost done. To final one. So we are going to make a comparison between government of our country and the universal government, means nature, according to our understanding at this point. So there is a home ministry in the government, there's a health ministry, there's a ministry of energy, there's a finance ministry, there's a defense ministry, there's an education ministry. Similarly, in the universal government also, all these ministries are there. For example, home ministry. If somebody breaks law and order, they get punishment, right? That's what the law and order is taken by home ministry. Similarly, in the universal government, if somebody does a illicit sex, he gets AIDS. If he smokes, he gets cancer. If he drinks, the liver is gone. Right? So now my question to you is, similarly, government has a health ministry, and nature also providing things needed. So you have to draw a parallel analogy, and what do we get from the equivalently in nature, from nature? You can put it in the chat. Yeah. Medicinal plant. Correct. You are correct. Perfect. Please, everybody tries to answer. It's no problem if somebody else has answered. Ayurvedic herb. I told next shown by next answer by mistake. Ministry of Energy, Electricity and Enlightenment. So what is the ministry here? You have seen the answer already. Sun and moon. Correct. Finance Ministry. I'm sorry. Okay, what is Finance Ministry? Correct. Valuable metals, minerals. Correct here. Correct. Gold, silver, navaratnas, diamonds, etc. Okay. Defense Ministry. Protection from danger. Let's see how many is going to answer this. Immunity. Bharat Kumar, you are so intelligent. My God. You could get this answer right. Anything else? Ozone layer. Oh, you all heard this before, yeah? You could answer so well. Yeah. Okay, what about Education Ministry? Let's see who can get this right. The toughest question. Nathan, Vedas. Wow. Correct. Yeah, Vedas, Bible, Quran, all these things, right? The Education Ministry is providing education for the people to walk on the right path, to have a purpose and meaningful life, right? Similarly, the real purpose and meaningful life only can be given through these scriptures. Right? Thank you. You're all wonderful. You could answer every question so well. So behind every government, there is a prime minister. Behind the universal government, there is a God. Prime minister maintains and controls the country. God maintains and controls the whole universe. The government law-abiders live happily and lawbreakers are punished. God law-abiders live prosperously and lawbreakers suffer. Very simple. If you follow the government will provide the necessities you need. If you break the rules and laws of the government, you will be put behind the bars. Very simple. So the unseen is proven by the seen through the complete session. Now, especially Krishna says in Gita, Matta Parataratmanya. More than that, Sutre Manigana Iva. Arjuna, everything rests upon me as pearls is strung on a necklace. You take a necklace, you see a lot of pearls around it. But all those pearls are together and kept in place by a thread going inside, which is not seen. Similarly, the Supreme Lord cannot be seen. But he can be seen through who is unseen through seen. By see, so A, B, C, D, E, F we saw. And the scientists also saw. From these two observations, we can see that the unseen is proven to exist by seeing through the seen. That's what we have to understand. Okay, knowing all the session, what should we do? What is our prime duty? Our prime duty is use our intelligence to appreciate the great creation of the God. That's what all the scientists have done. That's why they have become scientists. We should not become a bogus scientist saying that I did this, everything was by chance. No. If we have intelligence, we should use our intelligence to appreciate the great creation of the God. To unfold mysteries of the God's creation through science to glorify God. That's what the scientists have done. To understand and explain the purpose of the Lord's creation, which is to love God and love all. I repeat, to understand and explain the purpose of Lord's creation, which is to love God and love all, and serve all of them. To utilize everything for the pleasure of the God and welfare of all. So our prime duty is to follow these four things. Anything we do in our life should be connected to these 4 points, and we should keep them in our heart and lead our life. Thank you very much. So we'll do the summary. So artistry means artist, beautiful organization means organizer, creation means creator, design means designer, energy means energetic, flawless law means lawmaker. This is what first is our observation and the scientist observation. Then we ask 2 million dollar questions. What are those? We created the universe and what is the purpose of it? And we compare the national government versus universal government. And we finally learn our prime duty. That is, use our intelligence to appreciate the great creation of the Lord, to unfold mysteries of the God creation through science to glorify the God, to understand and explain the purpose of the Lord's creation, which is to love God and love all. To utilize everything for the pleasure of the God and welfare of all. Thank you very much. I know that you have a lot of questions. This is a mind map. You can share with you if you want. Yeah, that's what the session is. Our session is completed. If you have any questions, you may kindly ask.
Those who have questions, they can post in the chat box, or else they can unmute themselves and they can ask directly to the sir.
Before this, thank you very much for patiently hearing the whole session. Thank you so much.
Actually, we are very thankful to you, sir, getting your time, coming and giving us this wisdom lessons from the, in scientific view also, and as well as scriptural view also. We are very happy to, we are very actually thanks to all the participants who are coming here. Yesterday only we had the first session, and today immediately second session. They are also very enthusiastic, and they are answering also all the questions in the quiz very enthusiastically. So any questions, sir? Some questions came, it seems. Can you please?
There was some question. What does the universalum actually mean? I don't know what is universalum. I do not know. I was not able to attend yesterday's session. Can you send recording? Sure, of course. Yes, please send me. Can you please send to Sri Sakya K the yesterday's recording? Yeah, we'll do that.
Yes, sir. We'll be sharing. We have in YouTube also. We'll be sharing all the materials needed as well as videos in the WhatsApp group we have. Okay. So I think there are no questions, and we'll be giving form also, Google form, where you can give your question that will be answered later. So this is about today's session. We have enlivening session today. We have seen all this ABCD. We learned ABCD from childhood, but we got different definitions for ABCD. A for artistic, B for beautiful organization, C for creation, creator is there behind. So behind everything, we thought that it came just by chance, or those who studied scientifically, they say that it's from Big Bang theory, but actually not. So behind everything there is some person who is a ultimate genius, who can create the things which are very fine and pakka. So we have seen that from this session very practically, scientifically, as well as scripturally. So this is about today's session. And regarding yesterday's session, sir, actually we had a quiz yesterday.
Okay.
we have toppers for that quiz. Let me share the toppers. So Durga Prasad, he got, we have conducted for 20 marks and he got 20 marks. So this is very appreciative.
Congratulations. Prasad.
Yeah. And others also, those who participated, they got good marks, but he's the topper. So we congratulate everyone who participated. And today also we have exciting quiz, which is, I'll share the link in the chat as well. It will be live. This quiz goes live for next 20 minutes. They can answer this quiz. I will share the link here also. So this is a quiz link, and they can go now. They can start answering also now itself.
So Anudeep, can I leave? I have another session at 7:30.
Yes, sir. We are very thankful, sir. If possible, we'll be asking you to come for further sessions to give your association for all of us. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you all.
So thank you all. So we'll be closing our session as of today, and we'll be having exciting sessions further also. Likewise, how we had yesterday and today. So we'll be meeting in our third session, which is going to on next Saturday, that is 3rd July. So I'm very happy to see all of you here, and I'm waiting for the next Saturday to see all of you over there. Okay, thank you very much for coming and enthusiastically participating here. Thank you.